Hello, hello. Welcome to North Node Alchemy. Today we are going to look into the energies of the Venus retrograde for your North Node placement. If you're not sure where your North Node is, you can check the description box below. There's a link on my site where you can check the chart and see where the North Node is on your birthday. All right, what else do I need to say here? I'm not sure if I'm going to put this all into one big video or if I'm going to upload each sign separately. I am definitely doing this intro just once. So yes, the Venus retrograde is from March 1st to about the 13th of April in 2025. It's going to start in Aries, or it has already started at the time that I'm doing this reading, in Aries from the 1st till about the 27th of March, and then from the 28th of March to the 13th of April, depending on where you are in the world, it will be in Pisces. Dates may vary depending on where you are in the world, but it's definitely in Pisces. So we're starting in the fire sign of Aries and then moving to the water sign of Pisces. This is also following a very watery, dreamy new moon in Pisces and a very auspicious and rare 7-planet alignment. So it's a time of a lot of possibility to step into your big visions, your biggest, most expansive visions, and to make significant shifts in your inner world, belief system, the vibe that you live in, the vibe you give off, and have the external world respond to that change almost immediately. What else can I say about this? Well, I'll take you through the spread that I co-created with my guides and some beings who I work with who reside in the upper echelons of Venus. I'm using the Flower of Venus pattern here, which is just a diagram that shows the dance between Venus and Earth as they orbit the sun. This pattern takes about 5 Venus cycles, or approximately 8 years, to create in the sky. And we're going to start with, let me get my notes. Where are my notes? Okay. In the center, we're going to have an oracle card that denotes the central theme. And then we're going to do the past self, present attributes, that being like some characteristics, traits that energies that you are working with that are working in your favor, let's say, or maybe not. Let's see. I don't want to get ahead of myself there. And then we have the future attribute, or the attribute to embody, at the top. We'll talk about the energies that will be stirred up and energies presented during the Venus retrograde for you. And then we'll exit this pattern to see how you will exit the retrograde, or the resolution point of this stir up of energies that will be happening over the next 6 to 8 weeks, possibly beyond. They're telling me 90 days. So there's the energies that are stirred up during this time this is just a catalyst, but there'll be a lot of significant reorganization of energies during this period, the retrograde period, and the weeks following. So I'm going to jump right in to each sign. Thanks for sticking around for the intro, and enjoy your reading. Hello, Cancer North Node. Welcome to your reading. Let's get your opening card. We have Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion, humanity. So I'm going to read straight from the guidebook to open your reading. Okay. A sacred symbol of the feminine, the rose has been here much longer than us. In ancient times, garlands of roses were placed around statues of mother goddesses in worship of her. We're all her children. She connects and unites us all. If we trace her roots far enough, maybe we'll find our way back to each other. We're living in a time of great division, learning and unlearning. We're together mending the thread of humanity. This is a card of returning to union by facing what's been broken, separated, and severed. To realize that we're all human, and while harm has been done, what's needed now is for us to acknowledge what's happened and endeavor to find a way to return to each other. To realize that it's possible for two people to have a different experience at the same time and that both can be true. Mother Rose longs for humanity to drop our defenses and reach out to each other with deep honesty and compassion, to face and untangle the sadness, anger, and hurt from our hearts with the help of her grace, to dig our roots deep until we find common ground. Which relationships are difficult for you now? Who has hurt you? How can you soften and express your truth without being defensive? How can you open yourself up to the possibility that two truths can exist at once? And this card has a transmission. It says, Mother Rose, please show us how to find our way back to you, the earth, and each other. Please help me to acknowledge what's difficult for me, and may my heart be filled with compassion for all. Okay. So, yeah, you got some energy around coming to terms with relationships and not seeing other people as adversaries. So, this is for a very elevated. I mean, I'll use the term for lack of a better term, elevated, ascending Cancer North Node. I feel that you are truly being asked to embody this energy of oneness during the Venus retrograde. I feel like if you've isolated yourself or lived in a lot of, found more comfort in isolation than in community, that these, how can I put it? I don't feel like you're being asked to change necessarily liking being on your own, but there's a openness to allowing people in, that the Venus retrograde is challenging, inviting you to experience. So what we have, okay. I've created a collection of workbooks for each North Node sign. Connect with your soul's desires and take an introspective journey into your North Node astrology. This workbook contains self-reflection exercises, guided meditations, and a curated Spotify playlist to accompany on your journey of alignment. Discover your soul today and download your workbook at feministalchemist.com. In the past, this is what I initially felt. So I'm going to, this energy is moving me because it's very different from the last reading. It's like, just went to a totally different place. Night and day. This is very, it feels very esoteric and less practical. Some of these Venus retrograde readings have been quite practical. So, past energy, we have the Ace of Chalices and the Four of Wands in reverse. So we have disappointment in the family home sphere. Now, the Ace of Cups is not in reverse, or the Ace of Chalices is not in reverse, but I feel in the past you're a very unique heart in a dysfunctional dynamic, family dynamic, or home dynamic, or living situation, wherever, whether this family is a blood family or a community type family, like a adopted family, chosen family, let's say, or even like a work situation where you work very closely and work long hours and you've worked there a long time. In any case, this is you being like the unicorn in there. And the funny thing is, what's great about it is that this seemingly these toxic situations, because it's very likely more than just one. These toxic situations have not changed the openness or the purity of your heart. Let me say it that way. They have not changed the purity of your heart. What they have changed is possibly the openness of your heart, with the Queen of Chalices in reverse here in the present position. I feel like you are in this corridor of, okay, I have decided to stay in my corner and be my wonderful scarab, heartfelt, heart led self. But that heart led self, hangs out in only very limited spaces and places, which is mostly on my own, or, it's very calculated, possibly where you spend time with others. The Seven of Chalices is inviting you to, and they're showing me this person drinking tea, it's inviting you to try out different social situations and try out different emotional relationships with people, types of people, and to emotions that you carry within yourself, of hurtful situations from the past. So, yeah, you're being asked quite a bit in this Venus retrograde, but I feel like the practical application of this bigger spiritual learning discernment process, is just like give love a chance, give friendship a chance, give connection a chance in small ways, which means, maybe you go to a board game night at your, you know, at a cafe or a local community center. Maybe you, um, I'm not going to go through a list of a whole bunch of examples. Here's the point: community, right? Free stuff, or maybe slightly paid stuff where you go and there's people that you don't know that share a common interest. Now, I'm not getting from this nightclub, alcohol flowing type of energy. I'm getting, you know, where people come into connection with each other. Sorry, that doesn't mean there can't be alcohol there. I'm just saying, like, just not that nameless, faceless, loud music, um, where there's artifice and presentation involved. We're talking about, know, things where real connection happens, places where real connection can happen, even if they're brief and only for that hour or two. Pottery, poetry reading, an aerobics class. Like, of course, every place could have artifice. I don't want to judge one place to another, but I think the point that is being made here is that if you don't go out and try different atmospheres, then a lot of these judgments that you have within yourself that keep you from coming into connection with people will stand. You'll never be able to, you won't give them a chance to be proven wrong. And at this time, you're being asked to give a chance for it to be those things inside yourself to be proven wrong. Because otherwise, when you go out, you're just going to get evidence of those things being true, right? If that's how you so deeply feel or believe about the outside world of this toxicity being everywhere. So, what's coming up during the Venus retrograde? What's being stirred up? We have the Three of Cups. Okay, so yeah, opportunities to meet people and to have fun and to look, they're singing, they're playing instruments, and having a jam session. Like, I don't know. Yes. So, opportunities to come into contact with people, real contact with their emotions, with their authentic self, um, and to heal. And then you have the High Priestess in reverse. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. What's coming up are opportunities for you to confront those things within you, those beliefs within you about the outside world, about dealing with people. Okay, I want to step back from that because not all of you who are listening to this reading are, let's say, reclusive, or, but some of you may be physically out there in the world, but emotionally not. So we're talking about coming back to the Seven of Chalices here and the Three of Chalices. We're talking about coming into real, authentic connection, allowing real, deeper connections. They don't have to be many, right? But finding them by being open in the first place, right? Yes, when you go out, you may find people you don't get along with, people who fit this toxic impression that you have. But you're being asked during Venus retrograde, you're being invited during Venus retrograde to check out all of the flavors of people and places that there are to offer and find the places where you are more satisfied. Um, there's a lot of cups here. So, and then you're coming out with Nine of Cups in reverse. And why is this in reverse? If you're wondering how you can work with the North Node in your life, check out my free tip sheet for living in your North Node. It helps you move with conscious awareness and offers practical steps for integrating the North Node in your life. This 2-page download gives you a summary of your North Node sign and a chart of key actions that you can take. Download your free tip sheet today at feministalchemist.com. When you're leaving the Venus retrograde here. Okay, yes, you'll be leaving the Venus retrograde with less self-fulfilling prophecies. This is the only energy I'm getting. I think your reading is going to be shorter than everyone else's, because you have out of out of 7 cards, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that are cups. So this is very much about your emotional reality. And I just feel that it's very clear that your emotional reality this is the mirror that you need to clear. This is producing things in your physical reality that you're not finding the people and the places that truly support your emotional needs, that truly support your heart, your very pure and wonderful heart, this this toxic these toxic environments and toxic situations that you have lived through have, as I said, not tainted your heart, but have built up some expectations or some walls around it. And it's up to you to find places to allow for the opening of this heart again, because, or the boundaries to fall away for some people, right? And to change your expectations of what you will experience when you go into social settings, work settings, and share yourself with people, your true self with people, because there are people out there that can truly support you and who have who have been through this same um, pattern as you, who've had the same experience, and they're out there looking. But if you're not out there looking for them and they're out there looking for you, how are you guys going to find each other? You know, and you have to go out there being your true, authentic self. Let's see what the fairies have to say to close your reading. Okay. You have healing. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. I feel like you also going into these spaces, you are people, there are natural healers out there, naturally loving, heart open people who, as I said, have also experienced these kind of more toxic environments where they needed to protect themselves from, um, that can gift you a lot of healing, and you will be able to gift them in return. um, these people may not become your next best friend, but you'll just gain this more positivity about around coming into union with people, coming into community with people. Positive interactions that encourage you to continue to and make you believe that uh, give you evidence that those type of positive interactions can exist, whether they're just for a nice evening of playing cards or whether you become friends and hang out again. So I'll read the fairy card. Healing. The fairy of healing has flown into your reading today to let you know she can help you to heal yourself or another. Healing can take many forms, even just through listening. When we feel we're being heard, it can make us feel better. So people who have the ability to listen with love and without judgment are already healers. Sometimes just being in the presence of someone who is receptive to our thoughts and feelings can help us to feel uplifted and healed. Hands-on healing is a technique many feel drawn to, and perhaps this is something you too wish to explore. Are you in need of healing yourself? It's important to listen to your body and to take time out so it can heal naturally. Make sure you're getting all of the correct vitamins and nutrients. Sleep can also be an amazing healer. This card could also be a reminder that you or someone close to you needs to visit a health professional. The Fairy of Healing can assist with your healing journey, whether you're using conventional or complementary healing methods. The Fairy of Healing is also asking you to explore healing therapies that may be new to you, such as aromatherapy, flower essences, or hands-on healing. Art therapy is especially helpful for younger people as it allows them to express their feelings through the use of color and painting, and this can aid their healing. If this card shows up next to the Find Balance card, this indicates your need for extra rest right now. Let me just double check the bottom of the deck. No, you don't have Find Balance. Okay, there you go. Cancer North Node. I hope that was helpful, and I wish you all the best. Do check out North Node resources in the description box below, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.